What's going on, guys? My name is Triforce Addiction. Welcome back to another legendary comparison video. So last week I ended up doing a comparison between the AK47 RADIANCE as well as the Kilo 141 Demon Song, but now it is time to go against the granddaddy of them all, the M13 Morningstar. So I know a lot of you guys want to see a video like this already, but I decided, let's do a comparison with, probably the second best legendary skin, which is the Kilo. A lot of people do seem to give that one a lot of high regards. But, now it's important to talk about whether or not the AK47 RADIANCE is better than the M13 Morningstar. So of course, both of these mythics do have their good qualities. And of course, with the M13, I mean, it's probably the most iconic one as of right now because this is the one that I've seen the most. I mean, yeah, there are a few people that use the ASVAL or the Holger or something, but mostly I've seen a lot of people use, or I guess purchase, this one. And it's very evident when you see, like in my live streams, how often I come across people with this skin. Keep in mind, this is mostly in public matches, so yeah, I mean, that basically says a lot. Even if you were to go to ranked, you probably would face people like that even more. But yeah, anyways, we are going, of course, in chronological order. Of course, the M13 was the first one to be released within these two. And I mean, this was an absolute game changer. I know a lot of people want to get this mythic more than anything, especially since the M13 has been pretty much overpowered for, I mean, God knows how long. It's already been, this gun came out in season 8, right? So maybe around, maybe 6 to 7 seasons. I don't know if I'm counting correctly, but yeah, this gun has been it's been part of COD Mobile's meta for quite a while now. And out of a lot of mythics, this one seems to be the most pay to win according to a lot of people, since it has that built-in red sight, which is probably one of the biggest selling points for this mythic skin. And there's no real doubt in my mind about it. I mean, this is probably one of the most unique skins that COD Mobile will probably ever get, or unless maybe they surprise us in the future. I mean, the AK47 RADIANCE is really good, but this one is just like out of this world completely. I mean, down to the reload animations, it feels like it's an entirely new weapon. Also, another feature that this one skin has that all the other mythics don't have in general is a bullet counter. So it pretty much tells you how many bullets you have left on your weapon, which is something that I don't think I've ever seen with any weapon. I mean, I have seen kill counters, but never bullet counters. So going with the death effects, I mean, they're pretty unique as well. The first death effect is not really much. When you do kill the enemy, they just get pushed back a pretty large distance. And that's pretty much it. Also, their arm kind of does this weird ragdoll thing. I can't really explain it. But the second death effect I know a lot of people like, which is basically you're shattering their reality. It's like a whole mirror or whole windows being broken in front of them. It's kind of weird, but I kind of understand the whole premise of it. As for the last one, that's probably the one I've seen the least. The one that you're seeing right now in the gameplay is basically they get sucked into this red circle vortex thing. It's pretty cool, but kind of gets in your way a lot. But other than that, I mean, they are pretty unique anyways. But also, the shooting sound is probably one of the most distinguishable things that you could hear in this game. If you do hear it, you're about to get into a world of pain, or you're going to have a very tough match. In terms of its effects, I would say they're not really that great, at least when it comes to the outside. I mean, yeah, the reload animation is amazing. I would say probably better than the AK-47s, but in terms of its outer animations, there's not really a lot compared to what you see with the RADIANCE. And speaking of the RADIANCE, let's actually discuss it right now. So it's very, very similar to the M13 in that it does have a red dot sight built in as well. A lot of people say that it's pay to win. I don't know. I still pretty much do the same without it. I mean, that's the funny thing about these mythics. A lot of people complain that they're pay to win, but I mean, you could probably kick their ass without it anyways. But yeah, people are just get salty, I guess. But yeah, it's very similar, at least in that sense. Also, another similarity that it does have with the M13 is actually its second death effect. It does have that reality shattering thing, but instead it's actually more pink. And I actually like this one a little bit more better because the other one seems to stick around for a little bit longer. Sometimes it could block your view, but with the AK-47 RADIANCE, it's very brief to the point where you only see it for like half a second and you could just move on. As for a third death effect, I mean, it is pretty unique in its own way. I mean, it's usually like just involving like a bunch of rainbow slashes on the enemy, which is something that you normally don't see in this game. And yes, I would say you could give it points for uniqueness, but at the same time, it's like, how often are you going to see something like that? For me, specifically, I'm just seeing mainly just the first or the second death effect, which are really, really good. And that's, I think I would say that the AK-47's death effects are a little bit more superior. And that's only mainly due to the fact that, like I said, they're just not really that obstructing compared to the M13. Animations is another thing I would say that this AK-47 does have above the M13, and that's mainly because there's more physical animations. There are just more, literal animations on the magazine itself, more than what you could see in the M13, where you could really only see any animations on the side. Yes, it does have physical animations where I guess the side acts like wings, but still, I would say that this one's a little bit more ahead. And I don't know if it's my dirty mind that thinks this, but have you guys ever noticed that the barrel for the Mythic looks kind of like a dick pump? Don't worry, I'm not actually giving it points for that, but what I'm saying in general is that the overall effects for this weapon are superior to the M13 because they're a lot more viewable, and it looks a lot more colorful. As for everything else, such as reload animations, firing sounds, muzzle flashes, really, for the most part, I would say the M13 has the upper hand on most of those areas because, obviously, it's far more unique than what you're seeing right now. Even down to the weapon inspect, I would say the M13 still has the upper hand there. So yeah, anyways, let's just get to the results real quick. So the results weren't that hard to figure out, but I would say that the physical design obviously goes to the M13. Animations does goes to AK47 Radiance because, like I said, it's a lot more noticeable. As for death effects, of course, I would have to give it to the Radiance since they're, less obstructive but a little bit less unique, but I'm assuming that the obstructiveness does matter to a lot of people. As for the sound effects, I know both of them have their own unique sounds, but I would say that the M13 is probably the most distinguishable. As for the iron sights, really I could have given them a tie because they're both really, really good, but I would say the Morningstar is a little bit better. Well, yeah, there you have it, guys. Let me know what you guys think, but down below, how would you rank these two? Based on what, type of features that they have on each other. And yeah, I can't believe at this point we already have a Mythic for an already existing weapon. Something I didn't really think was ever gonna happen, but I'm glad that the AK was the first one because, that's one of the first weapons I would ever think to have one. But yeah, anyways, I hope you guys enjoy. Make sure to leave a like, make sure to subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.